from CLG, or Zeri Lulu if that's Poome's choice. They have the option now to pick their support of choice.
The option is Prio and Poppy if you care about that one a lot. Trundle is gone as primary answer. Poppy has looked very good for Contractz, and if you're okay with either Enchanter, you could go Prio on jungle.
And the AD carry trade has been very beneficial for CLG so far this series. Luger getting the better of them game after game.
Deathless this series. Against Hans Sama CoreJJ.
Pretty good player.
Crazy how times have changed, and yet Zeri, Yuumi locked in again. No surprise there.
Yep. So it does seem like it has to be in the right hands. Sadly for Hans Sama, he has not had the impact he had wanted so far. Everyone else on TL made the All-Pro voting. He was conspicuously off, had an amazing run at the 2021 World Championship, came on a TL, incredibly hyped team. We saw the tweets at the pregame show, like, this was a team built to dominate. And we have seen teams win from this spot. TSM was down this against Golden Guardians and then ran the entire league. Evil Geniuses were a 9-9 regular season, last split, dropped lower bracket, ran the league. TL now grabbing a Vi for an aggressive look here in Game 3.
And a direct counter here into Zeri. You know, Vi and Nautilus have been the two champions most picked into the Zeri, so you can use their ultimates to try and get that dive off, hold them in place, and I would love to see it followed up with a different champion from Bjergsen. I think the Sylas has not been it for Bjergsen. An Ahri would do much better to follow up on a Vi. Vi, Ahri, point and click, you set him up, you guaranteed hit the charm, you assassinate somebody. Azir has been left up as a blind again. This series has really not been prioritized by these mid laners.
Zhao going to be the one picked up here. Poppy was available. Chooses to say, no, it's actually not that great into Sivir, apparently. Once Zhao, of course, yeah, instantly the Zillion ban. No Game 3 clutch Zillion for TL.
Yep, they were also watching the 100 Thieves series. And CLG was like, hey, they gave over Zillion to Bjergsen in Game 3, and it almost sparked a comeback for TL. CLG has learned from their ways. Their 1-2-3, very standard. I think pretty standard trades for both teams, quite honestly, and it just isn't in the advantage of Team Liquid. Hans Sama, to me, yes, he had the off split in Summer Split, not making it into the All-Pro, but he just hasn't looked good on these Sivir Zeri trades, whereas Luger has looked very good on these Sivir Zeri trades. And then the supports, Poome loves Enchanters, whereas I feel like CoreJJ is much better on Engagers. So this whole series with them trading these picks back and forth is surprising to me. When Team Liquid literally opened playoffs, banning Lulu Yuumi every game against FlyQuest, and it worked great, but they pivoted completely away from that.
I think what really matters here, these last picks here for the solo lanes and what change Team Liquid are going to make to get them more life in playoffs. Continue this series, push it to a game number 4 here. Really do think, again, it needs to be a switch up for them. No more Bwipo set, no more Sylas for Bjergsen. They ban out the Taliyah here, one of the roaming champions that CLG have used for Palafox, and of course, they're going to have to blind pick first. Who's going to take the blind hit? Is it going to be Palafox or Dhokla? They could just put Dhokla on a frontline tank, a top lane champion.
Just
I feel like would be the easier
Yeah.
one. Save the counter for Palafox. He's been able to use them really well versus Bjergsen. In this, I really think Team Liquid should go with the Ahri. Just plays so well with the Vi and can follow up, try and get those dives, those kills onto the Zeri.
What's the look? Team Liquid have to grab their entire team on this section of the draft. They need mid, they need top. Orianna will be the buy follow-up. Not quite as aggressive, but still has that possibility. Put the ball on. For now, it's Ornn. It's Bwipo. You are on to tank duty. Their team fight damage obviously high with a Sivir. Hans Sama's most played champion. Luger's the same, actually, the Sivir as well, but need some more damage out of mid, most likely, or you're not killing anyone else. Orianna, I think, fits the bill reasonably well. I still like the Ahri look, of course, if you want to play more aggressive. Even Azir, Kate's just straight up frontline. You don't quite have that same dive alongside Vitamin. Azir can try, but I don't love it. But it could just be early pressure and team fight.
We might see Akali here into Azir. That might have been what's been dropping the Azir prio is Palafox.
Or Palafox, I know, I've tried to bring this up multiple times to him. You know, Xerath. Hard poke champions to really bully Azir. He has said every time I brought it up, though, my team won't let me.
Yeah. They also win with the call.
Yeah.
So,
Every
does he really
single
want to play
time.
Xerath?
Huh?
Yeah, Xerath?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feels risky into Ornn and Vi, I will say. Like, one of the
Yeah.
comps were like, I'm
Seems not
agree with
good.
you until I see those champs. I'm like,
Yeah.
hell no. I am dying.
My
But
team won't let me. This time, though, this is something the team has let him do, and he
Yeah.
has rewarded the team. One of the most successful champions that they have actually used. This has been a successful champion for him, for CLG, ever since his academy days, even back when he was on Cloud9 Academy. Let's see about it. Team Liquid elimination game.
Woo.
They have to reverse sweep to keep their hopes alive.
this is gonna be fun. Patch 12.15. This could be the last game of the year for Team Liquid.
They weren't expected by outsiders to beat Team Liquid in the series, but now that they're up 2-0, the expectation is that they close Team Liquid out.
All right, Team Liquid fans, as someone who has been there, don't give up hope. We have had LCS teams win the entire split from this position, from the lower bracket. TSM did it down to Golden Guardians. They ran it all the way back and still won the entire league. Team Liquid still has life left in them.
I like the plan. This is a really cool plan for any double enchanter lane. It's very common to send like half your team down the bot side, ward that middle brush, and then recall out. And TL's like, we can catch you before your recall hits. Like, there was a world where this is a double kill at level 2 or at level 1 right here because of the planning. It doesn't end up working out, but actually it's a very intelligent level 1 by TL.
Yeah, and CLG on the back half, they get their classic ward here onto the Raptor pit. Love this ward for every opening. We'll know that Santorin is going to start on the top side of the map and allow Contractz on this Zhao. Very, very powerful duelist, very powerful early ganker. That extra edge. We talked about at the very beginning of this series. We had a video from Santorin talking about Contractz and how he upsets expectations of what people think is a correct play and think he is going to do. Makes him very difficult to predict.
And I also love the Akali pick for Palafox. I know we mentioned it in draft. Not necessarily dominant in lanes, but it allows him to be so dynamic. Like, these are the types of team comps that CLG found so much success with, where both of their soul laners can flank and find angles in fights.
Yeah. Till you have level 6, not going to have the kill pressure, so looking at mostly farming here, trying to avoid damage from the Azir early on while securing as much CS as he can.
I love this
In the
game.
chat, yeah, very exciting stuff right now. Is bot lane's fighting, top lane's fighting. Renekton and Ornn should not be terribly volatile. Mid lane definitely going to be active. I mean, your melee versus range, you're always going to auto attack whenever the Akali goes for CS. Then it's all about finding your own dance back and forth. Is there an all-in window? Can you dodge the damage?
Yep. With the shield start, with the potion, just trying to mitigate as much harassment as possible. Meanwhile, you see on the bottom side of the map, the Sivir again. Sivir Lulu getting the shove as expected on the early Yuumi Zeri. Should be able to get the first move as well. And both junglers, if I draw your attention towards the mini-map, finishing towards the bottom side as well. Scuttle Crab coming up.
Expected early push through. Renekton gets the heal, gets most of the CS, and hops on out as Bwipo's under the turret. Still 15 seconds till Crab comes in. Expected push there as well. Very standard to get the third wave, the one under the tower. Pretty solid CS underneath for every single one. Mid lane actually much more at equilibrium. As Palafox's Trinket Ward. I want to point out the positioning, actually. It's actually pretty smart, where you can not only track them ganking your lane, but also going in towards Raptor. If it's in the brush, they can sneak past it and get to Raptor Pit. If it's off-center a little bit, you get to watch kind of the entire route in. So I think that's a very smart one overall. Same ward exact for Bjergsen.
Yeah, and I think the jungle pathing also makes a lot of sense. The pushing lane for CLG is up top, so they take this crab. The pushing lane for Santorin was bottom, so he took the crab, and now is at least considering a dive, but with a full health Zeri, I think it's unlikely.
Yeah, it's really hard versus the heal exhaust still being up as well. Very, very dangerous. And with what happened in game number 1, that should be a warning, should be a reminder for Team Liquid as far as executing on this drive.
Yeah, Q still heals for 105, and he comes back out okay on the trade. But yeah, I want to point out, it is Ghost Flash Zeri, right? All the CC on TL side is basically uncleansable. Ornn's a knockup, Vi's a knockup, Azir's a knockup. So other than cleansing Whimsy, which to be fair is very valuable, he's going to drop that Summoner and just go for more mobility. Yeah,
and the early ping on the Gromp as the Gromp is coming back up for Team Liquid. Contractz will move into a counter gank position here, even though Vi, because of the extra time spent down there, is going to be a little bit later on the recall. And they expect him to just continue on normal path.
I think Ornn is my favorite counter pick to Renekton. Not because he necessarily counters him in lane, but because if you can just do okay in lane phase, it seems like you bring so much more effectiveness to team fights. And the way TL did draft around at this game is generally smart. They have push bot, and you saw earlier they have push mid as well, so they can buy time for the Ornn. So I don't have big complaints about Team Liquid's team composition this game, but they still need to execute.
Palafox getting to the break point here. Very nice stuff on Akali, able to push in, focusing on the experience, and he'll just use his teleport to get back. Level 6 will be acquired shortly, and they can actually make an offensive play. Plus, keeping vision here throughout this river. If the observers would return towards Team Liquid vision, the map is very dark right now. So once that Akali gets to level 6 as well, and the roaming possibilities, gonna be very, very dangerous. Zhao hovering.
Luger still feeling safe down here. Knows Vi has a little CC. CoreJJ could like flash Whimsy. That would be okay-ish, but they probably can't get Luger off the wall. Santorin is around, but you see it's 4 around here. Oh, Poome could be a target. Poome's knocked out. Poome could die exhaust. They're flashing for more. He's slowed. They chase in, and the Q's going to land, but it's traded back already. You mentioned the roam was already there, and indeed Zhao is in. Flashes to stop him, and it's going to be a kill. Santorin gets one. They will trade him back.
That is absolutely worth from Contractz. You'd think, hey, why is this guy flashing to his doom? Look at Luger. 2 kills now on Zeri, primed to take over the game.
And 2 kills to the Vi, whose goal is to lock that Zeri down.
I'm taking the Zeri every time.
Kill him. It's gonna be an interesting one. Santorin gets the counter kill as Contractz flashes in front of him to make sure they're gonna get one more in the bed for their carry.
Yep. Core knocks the ward down. Luger, perfect information. I want to point out that he actually started Cull. There's not a lot of lanes people start Cull, and he's like, you're definitely not killing me in this lane. He's right about it. Jumps in for a bit more. Spell shields only some Zeri.
Aggressive.
Yeah, a little bit of Yuumi damage, I should say.
You really want to get that wave in so he can reset and not give too much over to Sivir.
He's not even potioning, by the way. Like, he's at half HP. He's like, you still can't kill me. I'm saving this potion.
Man, so Poome getting locked out with Yuumi here actually kind of triggers TL to overcommit. They completely ignore the fact that Contractz and Luger are right there. Quote, focus the support when the 2 damage dealers can just return damage and give CLG the upper hand at the start of this fight.
Yeah, all of their flashes used. And then here, Contractz flashes in front, but is going to be the trade kill. Santorin finishes it off instead of giving it over to the Sivir. Palafox not getting any of those on the Akali, but also not having to invest his ultimate.
He got assist.
Yeah, not getting any of the kills.
Okay, that's an ult.
Yeah, yeah.
like some of it.
Okay, those are...
Hans was able to share in the Zhao kill. Didn't actually, he flashed him. It didn't even touch the Yuumi. He's only got 1 assist, and for sure that man hit Zhao. So his actual initial flash sadly did nothing for him based on the scoreboard. But we look at CLG down in gold. It is Team Liquid sitting plus 300 right now. The fact that Ornn's actually up farm is a very good sign for Bwipo, who is completely held on and just ready to just obviously outscale Renekton in the late game.
Yeah, that's a tale that we have heard time and time again. Tank duty, outscale him. Renekton not able to get an early lane lead. Should mean Bwipo will have a very big impact towards these team fights, and they're already starting off because of the top triangle. But look at the AD carry roams already. Luger's coming over with Poome. They want to fight this.
Time's gonna be tight though because it's burning down, and Sivir is just taking the waves right now. So Contractz,
he's in
gonna
there.
see it. Has empowered smite. Santorin the same. 900 is the number. Ulti's not gonna land for much, but they're gonna chase in on Renekton. Scoop him back. Vile. R, and a kill comes through. Dhokla's gone, but it will trade back for Rift Herald. Actual gold earned relatively close between the two, but Hans Sama is solo farming bot lane.
Yeah, this is so much better for Team Liquid. They get so much more out of this. Sivir great at annihilating his minion waves. 1 turret plate already down. Hans Sama shoves it in. CLG lose the extra wave of experience there on top of it. And Dhokla goes down, plus burns his flash.
Really like the decisiveness there by Team Liquid making that move. Hans Sama desperately needs those plates to get back into the game. Even with the plates going down, still down about 500 gold to the Zeri. I
think this gives Team Liquid so much momentum now in this game where they absolutely need it to pull themselves back up in this series. After the bottom play, kind of even trade, but that one was huge for them top side. And again, the Ornn here for Bwipo, flash advantage as well into this Renekton. See what they can do next. The Kempuck Chainsword again finished early here, Santorin, trying to get it to reduce that healing. of the Yuumi team.
CLG back on first Phreak. I feel like it's every single game they've gotten first Phreak in this series, and looked at it here in game 3 as well. He's got a ward for coverage. Mid lane is fine, and bot lane has pressure, so it feels like he will be untouched almost certainly. Palafox now coming down to make sure. Santorin is on the way, so there is a chance we get a scuffle. I don't know if he has time for it. I don't think he goes over the wall. He's got flash. He could try, but it's guaranteeing his flash down just for a chance at a Drake.
Really good for CLG. I feel like Drake stacking for Team Liquid is actually what Team Liquid wants to do, and CLG need the option to forego Drakes for side lane pressure and collapse upon Team Liquid as they're grouping for Drakes. So getting that first one really is good for them.
I think also, we must mention that Palafox got to actually pick up the Rift Herald eyeball himself, and we're talking about how much money can you actually focus on this Akali. Holding the actual eyeball means that you guaranteed can get the turret plate money. Either half if you're sharing it with someone else, or all of it, and that is something that's very rare for an Akali.
Jumps in, gets away from the scoop. He's got a lot of damage here. Flash follow. This Contractz go for the rest. Vial buys a lot. Ignite. Oh no, Palafox will not go down. Contractz can't find this damage either. But a lot of summoner spells burn everyone getting out.
Incredibly close fight as Santorin is there for the counter gank, but they want more.
They want the ruin. A hot summoner spell shields a bit, will not get locked in place. Nice try by CLG, but TL answers it beautifully. No summoners down, only a single ulti burned, while Luger got his own ghost and double ult out of CLG.
Yeah, the important thing here is tracking these cooldowns. And now Azir, no flash for Team Liquid, and just use the ultimate as well. Definitely have to worry about repeat ganks towards this area. Meanwhile, on that bottom side, just the ghost used from Zeri.
For damage towards core, they know that Hansam actually took the recall, so he's going to be down a wave on this one. That's one of the benefits. Yes, you're down cooldowns for longer, but that is, 100 gold denied from the enemy AD carry.
Yeah, and I want to track how much money that's going to mean for mid lane, because ultimate for Akali comes back up way before Azir flash does, and as we said, the Rift Herald.
Oh, he got it!
Santorin!
That was beautiful.
Assassination.
What?
That was absolutely beautiful.
It's actually really hard to kill the Rift Herald that fast, but he cues to the back of it, pops the eyeball, gets the smite at the end as well.
I don't remember seeing a one-man Herald kill as it's dropped in crash range.
I believe it was getting some turret damage as well. He summoned it right in front to get some turret shots too.
That's a kill. That's a solo kill's worth of denied gold right
It is. So because the turret damage here, if you summon it outside of turret range, then it's very, very difficult for a single person to get the burst damage. But because he summoned it within turret range, the extra turret damage there gives Santorin enough to burst it down. And that turns my whole point around. 0 turret plate money.
Wow. All right. Well, low gold from the kill itself. The turret shark 25 from Santorin, but obviously a very good play. Denies 320 off of Palafox's Akali. Denies that turret from going down to half HP as well. So it can't be taken down earlier, easier at some point in time. Luger actually hatching a ward right now. As Contractz comes by with his support. Will debate work
down here?
Brings over Yuumi. Information at this point probably known as Santorin waits in the wings. Does have ult and flash.
Yeah, that would be the time, but they don't know that Contractz is left.
He's also enough to the wall that I think Vi can't guarantee touching him before he gets over the wall, and it won't be any danger.
That damn wall, man.
Yeah.
Let Zeri get away with so much.
They're not giving up though. Look at this. Santorin is a stubborn jungler, a stubborn ganker.
What can't this man do? He killed the Herald by himself. He can't do this though. He can't stop this Zeri from farming.
No, takes a little poke damage, but she is fine. I mean, you're playing it as safely as you can, right? Like, this is the thing. You're playing around your point of safety. Turret plate taken by Bwipo. Up, already over 10 CS. Got the turret plate to himself as well. It's 1-1 on that score line, but nearly a second. I believe it didn't quite go down to minions. But turret plates are dropping in about 30 seconds. Close in gold. CLG up the first Drake. Gold nearly tied. Contractz can't get all the way in onto Bjergsen. Won't find a knock-up around there either. Knows if he goes for any more. Shove it into the tower. Trouble looks bad. Doesn't go for any plays.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fairly calm until second Rift Herald does come up here. A little bit of a half-hearted attempt to try and punish that Azir flash we were talking about. But with him being so close to the turret, having his combo up to just slide right back. No attempt at the dive here from CLG. Maybe that would have been a different story if they actually had vision on Santorin and knew the Vi wasn't here for close around for a counter gank. But without any extra deep vision, you get more cautious games like this.
Yeah, and
this is why you see junglers going for the kind of half-hearted ganks rather than full committing.
And Scuttle claimed Santorin. Gets the better of Dhokla. Didn't have to smite for it. Just autos it.
Yeah, and I also think that that was more of a cross into bot river for Contractz, as he's really prioritizing getting deep vision and also getting set up for this next Drake. Whereas Team Liquid is seemingly focused on gold acquisition. Santorin getting top scuttle and will probably be going for Rift Herald, but they know he's up here, so it's a potential dive onto Bjergsen here. TL is trying to support.
Q and W are down, which means he can't reposition it, so the ult is coming across. They're just going to try to burn him. Stopwatch buys time. TP coming across as well. Don't quite have the damage, but they got Bwipo to force the TP, to force the ult. A knock-up onto one. Is it going to matter, though?
Whoa.
And it's going to be Palafox diving in, zoning out Hansama here as well.
4v4. Renekton and Vi were both top.
Palafox really playing for it. Gets knocked in the air, though. Saves R2 to get out. Summoner heal.
Oh, Dhokla's arrived. He TP'd in.
Will it matter? Look at what happened to this one. Just walking right back out. Now, mid lane's getting pushed in by Santorin, by the way. All of CLG is down here, which means mid lane is just being attacked. We get the Herald summon. And Santorin, he can kill Herald when it belongs to CLG. He can kill it when it's neutral, and he can summon it to kill mid lane outer.
Yeah, so it's a bottom tower trade for the middle one here, but still, the discussion of the dragon remains here. Take a look at the ultimates that were used.
Yeah.
CLG have used every ultimate except for Dhokla's. Meanwhile, Santorin here on the Vi has the guaranteed lockdown.
And Akali is spotted in mid lane. Know they got numbers for a little while.
Yeah.
He's coming down. Smite is up on both sides. He's going to go in for a bit from the Vi. Ulti comes across Renekton. Tanky, polymorph, and dies. But Bwipo gets the kill. Going back onto it. It's a 2 for nothing. And Team Liquid coming alive in game 3. Luger runs for his life. Flash to safety. Will it be a Vida? Not quite. They won't get him. Turret will not kill him either.
They pull off Dragon, but they get 2 very important kills right there. And the ultimates, as you mentioned, Kobe, just were not there for CLG. Definitely an overreach to try and contest this one.
Yeah, you could tell it was a split call right there because Palafox went mid. The caller was like, I don't have ult, I am out. That assassin without the ultimate there, they knew it was too deep, too much in Team Liquid control, but the rest of CLG stayed around and they give in 2 kills. Team Liquid, they're marching back in this game, slowly but surely, in this series, fighting to push us further. And here it is, they look again. Akali's so far away.
Yeah, Dhokla, I don't know if he just got polymorphed and couldn't cast his ultimate. A lot of chain CC, and then Contractz didn't have his R yet either. They needed about 10 more seconds before they would have had a higher chance. And also Palafox wasn't there at the start, as you mentioned, so TL just run through CLG.
Yeah, I think they used too many cooldowns on the bottom side play. Team Liquid happy to get the dragon as well now, splitting those.
4 minutes, the next one comes up. We got a 1,200 gold lead. Team Liquid, by all rights, winning on this scoreboard. Hansama feeling comfortable on the Sivir, it feels like, as a top skiller goes to Contractz. And we go back to the holding pattern of 80 carries the mid lane. We got a kill onto Hansama on this one. A kill and an assist added to his record since the bot lane scuffle a while ago. Still 2-0 on the Zeri.
And Santorin is very fed. He has his Mythic completed as well as his Chainsword. They're going for Bwipo.
Decent damage. Flash forced out. Gonna find a little bit more, but not enough for the kill. As he flashed again away from Yuumi ulti and got out.
2 ults burned, so CLG will be unable to make a play for a little bit. Sivir also applying a lot of pressure on that mid wave, and now TL might try a dive of their own.
If you wanted a Dhokla, he can clear some of the wave, gets it pretty well. Here comes Vi combo. Ulti's in for much more. He can get his own ult and his stun. Flash the scoop, and Santorin dies for the tower. Dhokla for the second time in this series.
They're not done. Luger's on the attack.
He gets rid of one slow, and they can't get in for any more, so Han's gonna live.
Another attempted dive onto Dhokla from Santorin gets turned around. He flashes Bjergsen's ultimate, but Contractz is very deep inside their jungle.
That was so much of Team Liquid's strength. Santorin was the first player in the game to 2 major items, and he gives his bounty away to Dhokla in a 2v1 turret dive.
Palafox is playing around Bwipo, finding a lot of damage. If he had ulti, I think there's a chance he goes for the play. Actually, he nearly has it. And it's just going to be Bwipo at 300 health, walking away. Does have, of course, some MR and plenty of health. Palafox cannot get him all the way down. Roccat flip the switch replay. Dhokla to 1v2.
Yeah, you can tell the considerations here. And they wait until Dhokla moves up towards Bjergsen to finish off the minion wave. And once his slice and dice is down, then Santorin's like, okay, let's try and do it. Let's burst him down. But Dhokla, this time around, he gets his ult off, he stuns, and then flashes immediately as he sees Bjergsen come in. Once the Azir comes in, sees it through, and the tower shot finishes.
Done under the tower, though, shoving around. That's what you wanted to see out of Santorin. Comes right back, finds the other soul laner to kill.
Yeah, if you fail at first, Phreak, just pick yourself up and try again. Santorin right back to the other side, and Team Liquid will also get the tower in payment.
Man, that must have been right on the cooldown. Like, we just got out of the replay of his last Phi ultimate to come into the replay of his next one.
Well, I actually like this defense from Team Liquid too. Not only do they get the kill, but with this teleport down, they rotate over. They don't give up the counter objective. Team Liquid go +2 on the play. 1.7 thousand gold lead, as well as drawing even on the Dragons.
Looking good, and again, you're going to feel good about, I think, pretty much every one of your lane states, honestly. It's every single champion is going to feel very comfortable with their current state. Hansama leading the SPF total gold graph by about 15.
Another turret.
Turret falls down, growing it by a bit more as the global gold comes across. So Team Liquid holding all the cards. Game 1 was rough. Game 2 was close. Game 3 now in Team Liquid control.
Are they tarot cards? Can you read them for me, Phreak?
Yes. It's the... I'm going to make stuff up because I don't know them. The sun. It is shining brightly here on a new dawn for Team Liquid.
Okay, it's not the horse?
I didn't even know that was a card.
Kobe, you need to read the tarot cards if you know what they mean.
I got you guys next time, don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Meanwhile, I see in the future of CLG, a Baron rush. Bwipo does not have teleport, so Bwipo will have to walk his Ornn all the way up. They're doing it because Bwipo has no teleport.
He's going to walk. They're going to TP over.
It's a very big worm. Like, it takes a long time.
Slow take here for CLG. Let's see about the turn. They're looking to turn off of it.
Will there be a fight? Flash in Yuumi as well. They're going to find the root. Will they find the kill? Zeri tries, and it will be Vi dying. And now in for Akali. It's CoreJJ flashing away. Good damage to the Palafox. They get the TP, they get the roam, they get a kill, and CLG gets to walk out.
It works! They just start Baron at 20 minutes. They make Team Liquid check. The whole plan was to peel and get a kill right off the bat, but now do they have enough map pressure left? No ultimates for this incoming Cloud Drake.
Yeah, 10 seconds left on it, so they can get over there very quickly before Santorin is able to. He's going to be reviving and running straight from base. Team Liquid pushed the waves in first, though. You see this is a fort to them. They had bottom lane pushed already. They push out the mid lane, and they go and burst it down.
CLG can't stop this. They hopefully learned their lesson from last time when they didn't have ultimates and tried to contest a dragon once again. I think they would have wanted more from that Baron peel. I still like the play from a deficit because that fight could have gone even better for them, and Team Liquid do pick up the Drake.
I think if Core dies, and it was close, he flashed away at 200 health. If Core dies, no ult, but 5v3 is probably enough where Bjergsen doesn't solo clear the fight anymore. But with ultis up, you never know, right? But either way, yes, CLG in fact back off. They get the side waves out. Gold remains 2,000, but Team Liquid, with that lead, are up the Drake.
But let's try and compare this game with last game, where Team Liquid also had a mild mid-game advantage. They have not been a good team in close games this split. This time, though, they have a lot more scaling. Ornn, Azir, Sivir, they're all very powerful late-game champions, but the question does need to be asked, is this lead enough? Because CLG still has a lot of playmaking and a lot of coordination.
Yeah, not only do Team Liquid have a lot of scaling, but they also have a very straightforward way to play this game out.
Right.
It is front-to-back team fighting. They have two of the best scaling team fight carries here in Azir and Sivir in the game, and Ornn ultimate to start it out.
They're going to go for the fight right now. Ulti's coming across fast and furious, and Contractz gets deleted, never gets a chance to ult. Yuumi a guaranteed kill afterwards, and that TP just delivers himself to the meat grinder. 3-0 Team Liquid.
Group up as 5, straightforward, get the ult, get the kill. Team Liquid will get the Baron.
Santorin finds that engage, but what was CLG doing sniffing around that area? Team Liquid now take what was a close game and blow it wide open.
They've stabilized this series. It really feels like they're taking this one calm now.
Listen, every CLG series has to be a banger, and that means you're not allowed to 3-0 in either direction.
It's in the contract.
It is. I've read them.
We were talking earlier, Phreak, though, like upset 3-0s are bangers.
They are.
It's just like when the favorite 3-0s, it's definitively not a banger. So no matter what, today will be a banger.
Here it is, though, and Team Liquid are so happy to take this because you look at the mini-map, they are very well aware. It is split push 1-3-1, the Renekton showing on bottom, Akali on top. They get the first kill so quickly.
Going for Bwipo now, invisible as Palafox. Will it be enough, though? Contractz ultis, he can't get hit by Sivir, but it's going to be enough, though, as You've got Azir firing on the side now as well. You got the chase in. Vi has arrived. They chase one back down. A flash for a knockup. Not going to land for Bwipo. They can't get the kill just yet. Zap isn't bad, but still healthy. Coming? Does Dhokla even have the play, though? Is there enough going on? Of course, you've got a Zeri with a Yuumi, a slow and a Bjergsen, but he's still got a Bastion to safety. Bwipo still seems to have ulti, so I really don't think CLG has much going on here. Palafox back to Invis, and with the TV coming in, Bwipo, I think it's Ornn time. Yeah, he's gonna look for it there. Can he jump the wall? Flash will do it. Dhokla gonna be okay for now. Has to dash back, but still the chase is on. Hansama is pretty quick. Zoned out a little bit. Turn. Be careful, Palafox. Is it enough? Looking for the stun. The polymorph just peels him off. He can't kill Hans. And there's what you want. Bjergsen shows up and finds their 4th straight kill. Nothing doing for CLG. Now Luger gonna play to his limit, but it's not gonna happen. He overplays it as well, and that's gonna be 5 in a row, almost. Contractz here to maybe deliver a bit more gold.
Team Liquid fighting back, and with a 7,000 gold lead now, they're going to take this one further.
Oh, knock up mains a bit, but he's got to be careful with turret, able to fire at him. He will not dead his tower just yet. Still another attack can be taked. The turret goes down. The gold lead grows to 8,000 in Team Liquid's favor.
Again, really nice structured battle lines for Team Liquid. Vi Ornn in front, get these picks, and have the follow-up here from Bjergsen and Hansama chasing them down. Nice stuff, just really snowballing this one ahead and chasing them through. Bwipo gets his recall off, teleports back out for the Ornn ultimate, and splits up CLG.
I will also say, when CLG is behind in the game, they do not wait around. They will try and fight their way back into it every time. Like, look where Palafox finds himself, ulting under the Azir turret in the midst of this, and then even the attempt to turn afterwards when they're face checking the Renekton. I'd say a noble effort, but Team Liquid, as you mentioned, just has the battle lines drawn and are executing accordingly.
Trying again now, he's coming across. Palafox and Viz for a second, and able to get away. Just barely survives. A lot of ultis burned. All 5 popped right now. Dhokla alone. Dhokla just a bounce house in his own right. Bwipo gets the kill credit. 2-0-9. The tank play on point.
Hansama, maybe a big confidence builder this game. 5-0-6, this time on the Sivir side of the Zeri-Sivir trade. 10,000 gold lead, trying to push open these inhibitor turrets.
Feeling a lot more comfortable here, and this feels like a Team Liquid starting the road back in. Elimination games, every single one of them right now. Team Liquid down 0-2 in the series, about to come back and see if they can make the reverse sweep happen. They need 3 in a row, and then 3 more series to win the entire title, but certainly a possibility to do it. And it all starts here off of some very good play. Santorin set up every single lane for success.
Yeah, one step at a time here for Team Liquid. I think Santorin has been playing quite well this entire series, despite the early losses for Team Liquid. So nice for Team Liquid to have that structure this time around. They will take everything from CLG. They will take everything off the map as they exit.
Soul point for them, 1.5 minutes until Baron would come up, but they might not need to wait that long. With the Sivir, they can just kind of walk up to the turrets, try to get a lot of ricochet damage, and see how much they can chunk it down.
This is such a big confidence builder for this team. Takes off a decent amount of that pressure, and being able to push back out with this big of a lead should be able to close the loop here on CLG. Already starting to think about the next game in the series. And the plan, laying out the plan for the possible reverse sweep. Like the changes that they've gone with here. I really wanted them to drop that Silas. They pick up the Azir that's been up the entire time. CoreJJ got a face check though.
Gonna try for it. They'll just come across after the Whimsy as well. Ulti gonna buy even more CC, but Contractz, they have enough though. Puts the ulti in. Can they find the kill now? Palafox in the wings, looks to kill somebody, and it's Dhokla just getting deleted. Every single fight, 2-6-0, and another one gonna come through in a second. A double kill now in for Santorin, and everyone's just gonna drop. CLG's bot lane retreats as everyone else falls. TL in the 5-2, you are right. They do not need Baron. They just need one more team fight and they'll end the game. 29 minutes, the Nexus should fall. Team Liquid will bring us back to a closer series. One on our hands as they'll find a single game now shoved to the wall. Look at the kill into Luger. Almost getting him, can't quite get in range. There's the shot coming through from the Emperor himself. A 29-minute victory, and Team Liquid win game 3.
The Ornn was the answer for Bwipo.
He takes it down. The counter pick to Renekton, that is part of why I feel like it is the best counter pick in that situation, and the morale needs to be boosted for Team Liquid. The most important game is always the next one. It's never about what has happened in the past. They forgot about the first 2 losses, and they made their first step towards victory.
Great adjustments that we were looking for from this team. Tank front line here, straightforward dive, got the picks that they needed.
Kobe, they banned Aatrox. I think that's number one.
They got it,
point
baby.
Here.
They got it.
Happen. Yeah, Aatrox bans 100% win rate. CLG did it in game 2. They took away that one as well. But this is just, it's best to see, because Santorin got a kill in literally all 3 lanes. He showed up to every single one, knocked someone down, and from there it felt like TL just had control. We know their early game is good. It's the best in the league, and they had it again, but this time they kept just escalating it, right? It kept getting better and better and better and better. And that's what it's supposed to look like when TL's playing on point.
And Phreak, Santorin's done that 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
Like, he is really on point in this series and has been carrying Team Liquid through, even though they're still down in the series 1-2.
Absolutely, but it could be a reverse sweep, so we're going to head over to the State Farm Analyst Desk.